Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market, and wow, what a wild ride in the stock market today. Up $1,100 today, and at one point we were even up $1,400. We had a lot of options that hit today, BNGO, PLTR. So we will recap those. I did sell them out of my BNGO for a nice profit. Even though I feel like it can ride up a little bit higher throughout the week, a 23% gain in one day. Typically, if I hit an option like that and you get an 80%, 50% plus gain in one day, you don't want to be too greedy because typically it will come back down. You see BNGO is already falling back down 4%. Now, we also have an average cost of $7.24 with a market value of about $900. But if we scroll down and check out that option, you can see I made over $100 on that BNGO option, and we sold it right before market close at 12:30, and post market it's already going down. So it was probably a good call to sell that before the market closed. But with that being said, I can see BNGO being up to $8, $9, $10 again. So if you are holding the option, there's still potential for it to even go higher. And if you guys follow my Instagram, you'll actually see on my story, a bunch of people made money on the BNGO, up 92%. This guy was up 88%. This one was up 69%, up over $1,500 on one option call. He had 16 contracts. And also PLTR, BNGO, and ChargePoint were the options we were talking about, up over 157% on ChargePoint. So our group was absolutely killing it today. In the top right, you'll actually see I post updates on my close friends list all the time. I said, if you're up 50%, consider selling now. I think I'm going to consider holding BNGO into midweek, which I didn't end up doing, to see if they can continue to ride momentum up. If you have large profits on the table, it's always smart to take them while they are there. So that's why I ended up taking the profits, because I was up 50% plus. Also, it could be smart to put a stop loss on the option if you are up 50% and just let it ride. So that's also another option. And that's the good thing about being a part of the close friends list, is you can see these updates in real time. So after hours, Tesla's moving all over the place. They even went down 3% at one point after hours. I have $1,800 in market value. We're up 12%. So Tesla did beat earnings. They also killed it on revenue. If you scroll down here, Q1 revenue was $10 billion.39. So it was a little bit under than what was expected, but year over year, they almost raised 100%. It's like 90% growth, because look, in year over year, they did $6 billion, $5.9 billion last year Q1, and then this year they did $10 billion. So they're absolutely growing very monsterly on revenue, which is one of the most important things when looking at a growth stock. Other than that, the earnings per share, 93 cents. It came in at 93 cents versus 80 cents, which was expected, which implies that they beat earnings. And 23 cents was last year's earnings. Now, if you want to understand earnings a little bit better and how to look for revenue and why it's important, I have a whole chapter on my training course. If you guys are looking to get serious about the stock market, it goes over earnings, EPS, and PE ratio in one chapter, and ties them all together and kind of tells you the importance behind earnings and what you should be looking for too. So this is a good article to read. If you want to type it into Google, just type in Tesla, the exact headline, Tesla post Q1 earnings, that top estimates, double down, blah, blah, blah. Type that all in, and then Yahoo Finance article should pull up, and then you can kind of read through it here. You can also pause it and read it through my screen. I'll scroll down so you guys can pause it and read kind of the whole thing. So earlier in April, Tesla reported first quarter vehicle deliveries and set a record. Down a little bit more, and it said in its letter to shareholders Monday, Tesla said it plans to achieve 50% average annual growth in vehicle deliveries over a multi-year horizon, which is good to know that you're investing in the long term with them, because they still plan to get 50% growth annually, which is absolutely very good. You can even consider 10% growth, annual growth in a company. Revenue he's talking about is very, very good. So he's talking about vehicle deliveries, and if you keep getting a 50% growth every single year, and no other automaker is doing that, that's absolute killer numbers if they keep that up over a multi-year horizon. And right here it says in some years we may grow faster, which we expect to be the case in 2021. So that implies that 2021 is a great time to start a position in Tesla if you are going to be holding for multi-years. Now, if you read this too, commentary around the ramp up of production at Tesla's existing Shanghai Gigafactory. So the China factory is going to start ramping up and really help 2021 and 22 out. And it also talks about the forthcoming Berlin, which would be the European Gigafactory, and Texas hubs too. And Texas is said to be focusing on the Cybertruck. So let's not forget, they even have the Cybertruck coming, which is absolutely going to be a game changer in the pickup space. It's like $30,000, $40,000 for a nice top of the line pickup, where if you go to Ford or any of these other automakers, you're typically going to be spending $75,000 for a nice pickup truck that Tesla can deliver for half the price. And then it goes on to say, in spite of the stiffening competition of GM and NIO, Tesla continues to grow pent-up demand throughout China and Europe, which is a good thing, because even though I think NIO will take over China, there's still going to be a percentage of people, whether it's 20, 25, 30% of people that are going to want to own a Tesla just because of Elon Musk and the name brand behind Tesla. With the U.S. on verge of seeing a further inflection in demand, in our opinion, once the EV tax credit ceiling is lifted. That means that everyone who buys a new electric vehicle can get up to a $7,500 rebate. So $7,000 basically back in your pocket just for buying an EV vehicle if that credit ceiling does get lifted. And then it goes on to talk about the crash, which we won't go into too much. You can kind of pause it and read it. And then also the role of cryptocurrency in Tesla's future will be also important, because remember, they disclosed in February that it purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So that's a very, very large amount of money that can definitely affect their balance sheet. And here is actually the person who wrote the article. You can actually follow her on Twitter. I'll actually give her a shout out right here. There's her Twitter name. And here's some more articles she's done. Netflix adds 3.9 million new subscribers, sharply missing estimates. You can read that one. Snap Q1 daily active users jumped by 22%, which is huge, huge, huge for Snap. And Charlie Munger on Robinhood and GameStop frenzy. It's a dirty way to make money. So feel free to read some of that. Yahoo Finance, if you don't use it, it's an awesome free platform that you can pretty much use anywhere in the world. So if you're not using Yahoo Finance, you are definitely sleeping on them. Now, you'll also see that I posted this. So the busiest earnings season is coming up this week. We'll go over a little bit of earnings in the video, and then we'll end it. Third of the S&P is going to be reporting first quarter earnings, and Tesla kicked things off, followed by Microsoft is going to be a huge one. Alphabet, which is google.com, on Tuesday, and Facebook and Apple on Wednesday, and Amazon.com on Thursday. So make sure you watch some of those. Typically, what I like to do with earnings, I was also reading an article. You guys probably saw this on my story, but I want to go over it because I think it's important. And then we'll just go into the earnings and what I'm going to be watching for earnings. So Tesla said that Tesla's been trending lower with a bear flag, which suggests a lower price to come. It's possible for the stock to rise first to $800, but once it breaks $700, it's likely to start a rather steep, prolonged drop. So in my opinion, the best thing you can do for Tesla and Bitcoin is dollar cost average into them consistently over time. Figure out a budget that's comfortable for you, whether that's $10 a week, $20 a week, $50 a week, that you can comfortably put into Tesla every single week, no matter what it's doing, because I think Tesla and Bitcoin are going to be great for long term. If you're going to be doing this strategy, make sure you believe in the companies long term. Make sure you believe in Tesla long-term, Bitcoin long-term, if you are going to be dollar cost averaging into them over a long period of time. Also, make sure you're not buying close to 52-week highs or above 52-week highs at all-time highs. Try to buy the dip a little bit heavier, but the best thing to do if you're a beginner and you want to get into Tesla or Bitcoin is start buying now, even if that's only $10 today, $10 tomorrow, $10 on Thursday, $10 on Monday. You know, just consistently add a nice steady flow to these ones. And I'll probably do a full video breaking down more of these stocks upcoming in the week. But now I just kind of want to go over my strategy and what stocks I'm going to be watching. So typically when I go into earnings, it's very unpredictable. With that being said, what I mean by that is you can actually predict someone to beat earnings. You know, Shopify can beat earnings, Microsoft can beat earnings, AMD can beat earnings, but that doesn't always correlate to the stock price, right? Sometimes that can be priced in weeks ahead or months ahead, and the analysts expect that. So even if they beat earnings by a lot, that doesn't mean that the stock's going to jump. So it's very, 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 very risky to play earnings, because even if your bullish thesis comes out to be correct, that doesn't mean that you're going to make money and the stock's going to go up, is the bad thing about earnings. The good thing about earnings is that some of the stocks that you like can drop significantly and you can buy the dip. So, for example, like Apple, Amazon, hopefully some of these big ones that we're going to be talking about in a second here in the video will drop a lot so we can get in at a good price. With that being said, Tuesday, so we'll start with Tuesday on the left before open. You have UPS, 3M, BP, Waste Management, which are all great companies. But out of those, UPS is definitely the one I'd watch the most. And if they dip big, I'll definitely be buying into UPS. After the market close, AMD, Microsoft, Pinterest, Alphabet, Visa, Enphase Energy, and Starbucks. Those are all bangers after Tuesday market closed. I will buy into every single one of those if they dip tomorrow, or if any of them dip, I'll love to buy into all of those. I think those are some of the best stocks in the stock market. AMD, Microsoft, Pinterest, Alphabet, which is Google, if you guys don't know, ticker symbol GOOGL, and Visa is a great one for long term too, because Visa is the biggest credit card and debit card in the entire world, and it's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Enphase Energy is a great renewable energy one. It's one of my favorite renewable energy stocks, to say the least. And then Starbucks, everyone knows Starbucks. Now, before open on Wednesday, we have Boeing, Shopify, Spotify, and ADP too. Now, the one, and Wingstop. But the ones I'm considering is definitely Shopify and Spotify are the two highlights in my personal opinion. I want Shopify to drop a lot. I want Spotify to drop a lot. And if Boeing drops a lot, I'll think about looking into them, but I probably wouldn't buy anything under 200 personally for Boeing. After the market close, we have Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm, Teladoc, which is another banger, and MGM Resorts. So those are all the ones I'll personally be watching. I'll love to buy into Apple if it drops, Facebook, Qcom, Teladoc, and MGM. I'll buy into all of those if they drop. MGM is a great resort, great balance sheet. Teladoc, I'm already starting to invest in them a lot. They're down pretty much big right now, so I think there's a good chance of them having positive earnings. Now, when I say, I want these to drop, the ones I'm talking about, I think, in my opinion, I think that they will all post positive results, except for like Boeing, maybe, because, airline's been down a little bit. In a future video, maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. Let me know if you guys actually want to see it. I'll do a little bit more of a breakdown on the Wednesday stocks, and I'll kind of go over like my expectations, if I think they're going to beat earnings, if I think they're going to miss earnings, and all of that good stuff. So let me know if you guys want to see that. And also don't forget about eBay. They're a good one too. So Thursday, Caterpillar is a great one to be watching for, because the infrastructure plan that Joe Biden is releasing can be great for Caterpillar. They rent like heavy machinery, like bulldozers and trench diggers and all of that kind of stuff. After that, it's McDonald's, Overstock. Domino's is actually a good stock people are sleeping on. Overstock.com. After close, we have Amazon, Neo, Twitter, Skyworks Solution, which you guys know I love Skyworks. They actually did really good today in the stock market. Skyworks is a great 5G company. I've already made a lot of money on them. I actually sold out, but I'm looking for a good place to enter back into Skyworks, looking for a good place to enter back into Twitter, and I already have a bunch of Neo, so I'm actually hoping that Neo goes up, and maybe we can do a nice swing trade in Neo if they pop up to like $50 a share after market on Thursday. So needless to say, we have a busy, exciting week ahead of us in the stock market. Look at all these companies reporting earnings, and this isn't even all of them. This is just some of them. And you guys know which ones I'm looking for. You know, I'm looking for big tech to be hit soon. I want Microsoft. I want Google. I want Shopify, Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm, Teladoc, Twitter, Skyworks. I want all those ones to take a dive. And I think they will take a dive soon. We'll probably see about a 10% drop in big tech sooner or later, maybe a 15% drop. As far as energy and EVs are concerned, like Enphase Energy and NEO, I think they already had their dip. So I hope you guys did already buy into some of those EV energy sectors already. So if you guys did like that video, drop a thumbs up, drop a like, share it with a friend too if you found value in it and you think that they can see some benefits in it also. Remember guys, if you want the close friends list, I'm actually going to be shutting down sign up soon because we are getting a lot of people signing up at the same time. So if you do want to get on the close friends list, make sure you do reach out to me while we still have spots available. This is a great time to be investing in the stock market with all the positive momentum that we have been having the last week and the last month. We're up $5,000, 15%, and the last 3 months we've been killing it also. So reach out to me if you need some help. Here's my Instagram. We're on the road to 90,000 followers and then 100,000 followers after that. So help me guys get to 100,000 followers and then we'll hit 100,000 next on YouTube. Thank you again for all the comments. Also, it means the world to me. All right, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.